guys, it's official. We are moving. So I will talk all about that probably in a coming video, but for today, we are going to start packing. We've already started packing, but we're going to continue packing, and we're also going to be working on some projects to get my house ready to go on the market. So this is really happening. We're so excited. Yesterday was actually Mother's Day, so I took the day off from getting things done in the house, so therefore my house is a disaster. So I'm paying for it today. So we got to get cleaned up in here, do some house projects, and do some packing. We don't close for over a month, but I like to get ahead of things. I want to make sure that we are fully packed and ready to go early, and we're gonna live as minimally as possible for the next month and a half before we move into our new house. And of course, with any move, you want to purge as much as possible. So while we're packing, we're going through everything. We're getting rid of things that we don't need. We're only bringing the things we absolutely love and need to our new house. So let's go ahead and get some stuff done.
Okay, so first off, I had to get some things put away and tidied up before I could start going through things. You guys, I am so excited to share everything about our move. I just need a little bit of time before I get into details. Anything could happen in this process. We have learned that firsthand, so it will be a little bit before I'm ready to share more, but I'm determined to make this move easier than our last one. If you're new to my channel, I have been slowly decluttering our home over the last year and a half, and I did this because we had moved a few times prior, and due to life circumstances, I just did not do a good go through of our things the last few times, and we ended up with so much crap we were bringing from house to house that we never used. I don't want to do that again, so I've been prepping for this for quite some time. It makes me so sad to say this, but I may end up listing this table for sale. I got this from Article several years ago. It was actually one of my first big sponsors that I had ever worked with on my channel, and I love this cabinet, but I just don't think that it goes with the style of our new house, so I may end up listing it for sale, and that makes me so sad. We have so many projects that we need to do around our house to get it ready to list. Aside from just deep cleaning, I've been trying to chip away at them here and there, but it's a bunch of little things, and I'm sure you know how that stuff tends to add up. My husband has worked really hard on the exterior of our house, so that part's mostly done. The work that really needs to happen is in our bathroom. We share one very small bathroom in this house, and it gets yucky so quickly. I need to really work on cleaning that space up. The walls are kind of gross and need a good clean. The baseboards need some work. It's just finding the time to do these things when you're also going through the mortgage process and work and kids and activities. We are in a very, very busy season right now. If you saw my last video, you might have seen me talk about my new ice maker. I decided to get that totally cleaned out and dried so that I could put that away into storage for our new house, because I just need to have less things sitting on my countertops. While we're on the topic of moving, I would love to hear all your moving tips. What is something that made your move easier that you'd recommend? We've done this more than a few times, and something that we will always do is hire movers. It's worth the money, truly. I would not do it any other way at this point. I actually asked ChatGPT for some moving tips, and it was able to remind me of some things I had forgotten about. So first of all, calling utility companies to cancel things, switch things over, set up new accounts. That part of the moving process might be the worst for me because I hate getting on the phone and talking. And then also having to contact the post office to make sure our mail is being forwarded. There are just so many different steps in the moving process. Aside from packing, it can be so overwhelming. I'm really just trying to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and not think of the whole process as a whole, because as soon as I start doing that, I can find myself in panic mode. I just hope that this is the last time that we have to do this for a very long time, because we have moved so many times in the last 8 years, and I'm just ready to be settled.
Okay, while I'm pulling out my steam mop from the closet, I thought of this. We had an incident the other day where my toddler decided to color all over the floors in our house, like all over the floors, and he used Sharpie. Naturally, the first time in his life he's ever colored on something other than paper, it was on my floors with a Sharpie marker. So anyway, I spent forever. I spent like a good hour and a half on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. And if you didn't know, hairspray actually helps to loosen up the permanent marker, but it's not perfect. So I had to keep doing layers of hairspray, and then I had floor cleaner in a bucket with a scrubbing brush, and I spent so long trying to clean my floors, and they were really sticky from all the hairspray. So when I was done, which by the way, the permanent marker is not all the way out, you can still see the stain if you look hard enough. But when I was done, I went to grab my steam mop and plugged it in so that I could clean the floors and get them to be less sticky from the hairspray, and the steam mop wouldn't work. It wouldn't heat up, wouldn't produce any steam. The water was not coming out of the bottom on the pads, so this thing is trash. It doesn't work anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this, and then I'll have to buy a new one when we move into our new house. All that being said, we are in a very stressful and chaotic time in our lives right now, so I'm trying to find little ways to squeeze in some self-care. Did you know that you only need 10 minutes to reduce fine lines, to boost your collagen, to even out your skin tone? The Omnilux Contour Face can do all of that, and actually you don't even technically need to find 10 minutes to sit down and do this because it's completely portable. This is an FDA cleared and dermatologist recommended red light therapy device. Again, it only takes 10 minutes to use. It's completely painless, it's natural, and an excellent way to squeeze in a little bit of self-care into your busy schedule. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm really trying to take care of my skin as best as possible. So I use my Omnilux Contour Face to help with anti-aging benefits. And I've noticed that it also just helps to improve the overall glow and appearance of my skin. Plus, I love to wear this and jump out at my kids and startle them a little bit. It's not technically a benefit, but it's definitely a bonus. But aside from just the anti-aging benefits, it also can help with visible signs of sun damage. If you have tired looking, uneven skin, it can help with that. It can enhance your skin's firmness and elasticity and reduce inflammation and redness for a more calm complexion. Also, bonus, I love that it comes with this little bag so you can put everything in here and it's easy to store away. If you're looking for a self-care treat to add to your routine, something luxurious, something indulgent, the Omnilux Contour Face is so good, and you can actually get it for 10% off if you use the link in my description box or you scan the QR code on the screen.
Okay, so let's officially get to the packing. We're gonna start going through my kitchen cabinets. My goal here is to grab the things we love but can live without for the next month, and to declutter anything I can along the way too. I've said this a few times before, but I'm asking myself, would I buy this brand new for our new house? And if the answer is no, I'm getting rid of it. I'm so excited for a fresh start in a new space, and I don't want to bring any dead weight with me. I ended up being mostly able to completely clear out this cabinet in the corner, but I was surprised at how much trash I was able to find. My son and I had gone to a candy store together. I want to say it was months and months ago at this point, and I think we both completely forgot that we had all that candy in here, and a lot of it was opened and partially eaten, so I did just go ahead and get rid of that stuff. I also did get rid of a few of, like, I guess our travel cups, if you want to call them that. We don't really use more than a few of like our stainless steel cups when we go out somewhere, so I don't know why we've held on to so many for so long. I've kind of slowly been decluttering them over the last year, but I finally said enough was enough, and I got rid of the last few that we never use that we've been hanging on to for no reason. I will say that because I've put in all the work to declutter my house over the last year and a half, I feel like the packing process I'm already noticing is so much easier than it was the last time. If I had not done the work in our basement especially, I think I would be full on panicking right now about trying to pack up our house, but I did all of that. Our basement is so much more organized than it was before. So I feel like that space especially is going to be very easy for movers because pretty much everything is already packed up in containers, and it has all already been gone through, so that feels really good to have that huge project off of my back. The only room that I'm a little stressed out to pack up is my son Carson's. I think that the two of us are going to have to do it together because I really would love for him to declutter some things. He tends to hold on to a lot, and I think it's just something that kids do. I think it's just his age. So I think he's gonna have kind of a hard time trying to pack up things and pick things to donate, but we will figure it out, I'm sure. And he is so excited about his new room at the new house. He's already picked out which one is his, and he cannot wait for us to move. So I think he'll be good about it because he's so excited to move. When I was doing some decluttering at my mom's house, she gave me these little ceramic pottery pieces that I had made back in, I think, like 2001, maybe 2002, and I was like 10 years old or something when I made them. And she gave them to me and said I could do with them what I want. I could throw them away or I could keep them, and I did keep them. But when I was going through this cabinet on this day, I was like, am I really going to wrap these in bubble wrap and bring them to my new house? Nothing against my childhood self, but it just is not my current style, and I can't see myself ever using them for anything, so I did go ahead and get rid of them. And I'm sharing this because I know that a lot of other people struggle with sentimental items and decluttering, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of spark so that if you have something you've been hanging on to that you really don't need, maybe you'll be able to part with it. Now, something about our new house, a little fact, is that we actually don't have a pantry in the new house, which is something that was definitely on my list of things that I really wanted and thought that I needed in my new house, but it truly checks off every other box, so I think I'll live without a dedicated pantry. But I will definitely need to put in some sort of pantry cabinet in our little breakfast nook area or somewhere in the kitchen, because we for sure need some space in order to store food separately from everything else in the kitchen. So I'm excited to get creative with that and share whatever I come up with. If you guys remember, when I lived in my apartment, I did 2 different kitchen organization videos where I put together 2 different pantry cabinet options. So it'll be fun for me to bring that back. Like I said earlier, I think I do plan to sell this cabinet, so what I'm going to do is empty it out as much as I can. There are some things that I didn't take out yet, like my kids' construction paper, their markers and crayons, because I want them to still be able to craft and do their little craft projects until we move. I don't want to take that completely away from them for the next month and a half. So I did leave some stuff in there, but I do want to try and sell this. So emptying out as much as possible was my goal. One thing that my new house does have, it does not have a pantry, but it does have an office for me, which is so exciting. I can't even begin to tell you guys how excited I am to have a more dedicated office space. So I am planning to put in a lot of storage in my office and be able to store all the kids' craft supplies in there. There will just be so many projects, and I cannot wait to dive into all of them. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna work on is packing my clothes, because I want to live as minimally as possible for the next month and a half, and I just don't need all of this, so I'm just gonna pick out a small selection of clothes to keep. So if you see me repeating outfits in my videos, I don't want to hear it. But yeah, I'm gonna go through all this. I'm gonna put away like winter stuff, cold weather stuff, just keep out summer, and then a couple of warmer things just in case, because in New England we can still have cold days in May and June, sometimes even in July. You just never know. So I'm just going to pack up as much as possible, just keep a small selection. Also, we're planning to sell our furniture. We're going to sell this dresser, both of our nightstands, and our other dresser, and then we're going to trash our bed frame because that thing is horrible. It's not salvageable. I wouldn't give it to my worst enemy, so I'm going to get rid of that and then try to sell this furniture so we can get a new set when we move. I just want to say that I'm so glad that I ended up keeping some warmer items, because just as soon as I said that, the weather heard me or something, and now we're back in the high 40s and the low 50s here in Massachusetts. So I have been quite cold. Today I am wearing full on like sweatpants and a sweatshirt because it's so cold. So it's just crazy. I don't understand what is going on with our weather here. Hopefully it officially warms up soon. My husband has also been doing this. He's been going through all of his clothes and decluttering them and packing up whatever he doesn't need to wear for the next little bit. I think he might even be more ready to move than I am, so he's been very, very motivated to pack up our house. I will have a lot more closet space where we're moving next, and I'm so thrilled about that. But I did so much decluttering of my clothes over the last year. I feel like my closet is going to look borderline empty. But I think that the thing I'm most excited about is that I'm going to be able to hang pretty much everything. I won't really need to fold things and put them in my dresser anymore. I'm sure that I've mentioned this more than 20 or 30 times, but I despise folding. So if I don't have to fold anymore, that is going to be game-changing for me. And if you're wondering where all of this stuff is going that I'm packing up, it is all going to a storage unit. So we ended up signing on for a storage unit for just a couple of months so that we can pack up our house and empty it out, and it would make the listing and selling of our house process a little bit easier. I think it will also make the moving process a little bit easier because we're just kind of slowly bringing boxes of things over there, and then when it's time for us to actually move, everything is like all in one place. My husband is making trips over there pretty much every single day to bring just a little bit at a time, and I think overall this will end up making our lives so much easier. Especially when it comes to showing our house. I have been through this process before. I know how terrible it is to have an open house and have a bunch of strangers coming into your house and having to keep your house clean for an extended period of time. That can be really hard, especially when we have so many things going on right now and with 2 children. So we're just trying to find any way we can to make that process a little bit less difficult. And having less stuff will definitely make it easier for us to keep the house clean. I went ahead and threw everything onto my bed that I planned to pack up and just started filling up a box with all of it. I didn't fold anything super meticulously or anything like that. I pretty much just threw it all into the box, and I will deal with it when we are in our new house. Next, we're going to go through my closet. Please don't mind the giant duvet insert sitting on top of my closet. This is what happens when you have no storage space. I just have nowhere else to put this stuff, and I currently was using a different quilt on my bed, so that's there. But yes, I'm going through my closet. I'm going to pare down as much as possible. I ended up putting so much away. My closet looks pretty close to empty now. Something that I still need to do that I have yet to do is take down the shoe organizer. I don't plan on needing really any of these pairs of shoes, so I'll definitely go through it and pick out the few that I might need, but for the most part, I'm going to pack all of those up for our new house.
I thought I could get away with a medium-sized box, but it's obvious that I cannot, so I'm gonna go make a large one.
Once we are all done filling up these last couple of boxes, I also had a container underneath my bed that I stored a lot of sweatshirts in, so I went ahead and went through that container to figure out what I could donate and what I wanted to keep and got those things packed up as well. But that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I also really hope you're excited for moving and all that is to come on my channel through this process. Again, leave me all your tips in the comments below because I could definitely use them, but again, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back again next time for another video.